Module 5, Learner Feedback. Module Focus, Introduction. One important distinction to make when giving learner feedback is that of formative versus summative evaluation. Formative evaluation is a way of giving students feedback along the way. It is the answer to the questions, "How am I doing so far?" and "How can I improve?" Summative evaluation includes those kinds of evaluation that summarize a student's overall performance. For example, the final grade for a course. In this module, we'll look at some general do's and don'ts for formative learner feedback and some specific techniques for giving feedback on work that students have produced when the primary focus is on oral skills and on writing skills. Number 1, viewing points, general do's and don'ts. Some general guidelines for feedback are to understand why the error has happened. For example, it was a guess, it was a careless mistake, or it actually showed an error in the student's understanding of the rules or use of the language. When it is an actual language error, analyze what kind of error it is. For example, a vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, or a pragmatic error. Choose a feedback technique that fits both the error type and the context in which it occurred. Ask yourself, what are the important errors in this context? Did the error prevent us from understanding? And what errors are worth overlooking in the interest of fluency, continuity, overall communication, and so on?
If you don't understand him, what do you do? Ask him to repeat. I want you to say folder. Folder. Yes, better.
Whenever possible, use feedback mechanisms so that the students can self-edit and self-correct, or edit with a peer or in groups. Above all, encourage rather than discourage. Use positive feedback over negative. Students are more likely to engage with the language when they feel motivated, confident, and successful.
Now, so clap your hands for yourself for the second time. I have very clever students. That's very good. Now,
Video segment number 1. Observe the following video segments as two different teachers describe their approaches and techniques for dealing with feedback. What techniques did the teachers use? What is the relationship between classroom atmosphere or tone and student performance?
I have everything from barely can speak a word to almost a native speaker. So, and you see that in the interaction with the children, as you know, some of them are really bold. But about mid-year, I had a real huge transition as I conferenced with the parents and really encouraged the parents to encourage their students to participate more in class. It made a huge difference, like 75% difference. I had almost the majority of my kids participating during English language time compared to 5 kids really participating. So that was a huge shift for me and something really exciting to see with the culture that I'm working with in my classroom. All of them came to their conferences, and literally the next week it was a complete shift of kids being more involved. My teaching didn't really change. We didn't have new curriculum or anything. It was just a matter of, it's okay, we learn by making mistakes, and if you don't practice, you're never going to learn, or you're going to learn a lot more slowly. And they all are really anxious to learn. They really want to be good English speakers, and because of our language model here in our classroom, we have only a limited time in English, and they really need to take advantage of it.
They will work in groups according to their learning styles. We're going to assign them different topics, the topics they studied last year, and they have to develop some activities like exercises, something like that, according to their learning styles. Then they will switch the activities, and the other groups are going to solve the activities. You know what I mean? The activities, for example, group A prepared. The other groups are going to solve the activities, the exercises, and after that, the original group will collect the activities and they will check them